sometimes I'm like, how can I make this? How can I create this? How can I bring it to life? There was a point in time where I almost gave up. And we're back. How you guys doing? It's Triple Play Torado, Isaac. If you guys don't know me, my name's Isaac. This is my channel, Triple Play Torado. I'm fairly known as a baseball fan, a Yankee fan, new content creator, all that jazz. I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update of what's going on with the channel, of my plans and ideas that I have. As of lately, I've come across a few videos that have kind of lit that fire back in me, and kind of just to try and learn and gain as much knowledge as I can within this platform. If you're never learning, you're never growing. For a long time, I was very underwhelmed. I was very scared or feared of what people might say, or the opinion of others, or scared that I might fail. But if there's anything that I learned in this life, is when you fail, you learn from your mistakes, you grow from that, and you be better the next time going on. As far as the channel, without as much content being updated, I want to create something that's very different but similar. This YouTube thing is almost a copy and paste a lot of times, and I kind of just want my ideas to be organic and set in a tone to the audience that I'm trying to grab. I'm not looking for a specific audience per se, just whoever's interested in knowing who I am and what I'm creating, and to entertain the people that are watching. Past 6 months, it's been kind of rough, just dealing with work, school. I don't go to school. Dealing with work, family, dealing with being a new homeowner, outside stuff, gatherings, etc. But I kind of want to push myself to be disciplined, to create the vision that I have. And the hardest thing about content creation is you have a vision in your mind, but you're the only one who can see what you have the potential to do. Now, you can mention that idea to some others, but they probably won't get it, or they'll probably call you crazy, or they'll probably think like that'll never happen. But I'm always been a firm believer of, if you believe it, you can do it. You got to apply yourself, get the knowledge, learn everything that you can to make that vision come true. So, it's been 6 months since my last video. I've got a fair amount of friends supporting me, a good group amount of people. And the number one thing that I hear from, whether it's my favorite influencer or people that I know that are doing this, is just, you just got to keep going and keep going. Just create content, put it out there, see what happens, see what sticks, and keep being creative. Your mind is never ending, creating thoughts and ideas and plans. And I kind of want to just use that to my full ability. I'm doing this with a phone, a kickstand, a $20 microphone. You got to start somewhere. But I kind of want to create a skill set. I want to create something that I can learn more about, that I can expand and grow in. I'm not the type of person that's going to be stagnant and stay still. I may for a little bit of time, and I get comfortable in routine, but as of lately, some things have happened, and I've decided that I'm going to make a difference and do changes in my life, for my health and for my beliefs and my faith and my family, amongst other things. But it's just one of those things. It could be tough. For a while it was very overwhelming for me. It was very scary. I was scared for a while. I had all these ideas, but I just don't know how to bring it to life. And I had this mindset that you have to have this great equipment, you have to have this great technology and all this stuff to create something and to make it grow. And if there's anything that I learned, especially with me being a gym rat, is that it's a slow process, it's a slow grind. Day by day you get better, day by day you put in the work, and day by day you're going to see results. And after a long period of time, you're going to see all the progress and grind that you put into it. So as much as I do that in the gym, I want to do that for my content creation. I've spoken with a few friends that support me, and they want me to do it, and they not that they want me to do it, but they support me in doing so. And it kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of inspired me. Like, man, if there's people that believe in me, how can I not try to achieve something that I have set in my mind? the vision that I have, the dream that I have. I'm not saying whether that dream will come true or not. It may take 5 years, it may take 7 years, it may take 10 years, it may take 2 years. Everything in life is not an overnight success, and you got to continue to put the work into it and the time and learn the knowledge of what you're doing. And so I really want to apply that. So this is just a little update. I just want to give you guys a little bit of honesty, be transparent. I don't want to pertain myself as someone who is trying to be a one-hit wonder, who's trying to get views and subscribers or whatever the case may be. I'm not worried about fame or nothing like that. I just want to do it because it seems fun. It seems like a great hobby. A lot of the influencers that I follow, they started from the bottom up. Some influencers don't even have, they have like 2 to 3K subscribers. They just do it for fun. And that kind of inspired me to, why don't I just take a different perspective on it rather than trying to do this one thing and try to get to this one goal in one shot. It's kind of tough for me to be patient. I can be patient sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, how can I make this? How can I create this? How can I bring it to life? There was a point in time where I almost gave up. And, I kind of just kept rattling around my mind. I'm overthinking my ideas. I'm overthinking what I want to create. I'm overthinking, how can I do this? Instead of just saying, let me try one thing and let me learn this. And let me try another thing and let me learn this. I think the hardest part is when you have a vision, and you're doing it by yourself. There's only one person who believes in it, and it's you. So trying to build something from the bottom up by yourself can be very overwhelming. It can be very stressful because you're like, man, is this a good idea? You kind of doubt yourself. And I had that issue a lot within the past few months. The baseball season's been going on. I've been watching the Yankees, enjoying what's going on. I've been trying some short form content to see, what can I do? What can I create? I think the most hardest part for me is, the editing, having the time to create and edit, and if it's going to come out good, or if it's going to come out decent, or if it's going to come out entertaining. But like I said before, if I never try, I'm never going to learn. So my goal right now is just to push out as much content as I can, see what sticks, see what doesn't stick, see what entertains you guys, see what people are leaning towards. But honestly, just enjoy myself doing it. I've gotten a lot of inspiration from my favorite influencers as of recently. I just watched a podcast that featured John Boy Media, Jimmy and Jake, the owners of John Boy Media, and they kind of just told their background story of how they started and what they did, and how they became to life, and that's their path and what they went through, and how they got to where they're at. But it kind of inspired me, you got to start somewhere, you got to invest in it, you got to work for it. And just hearing Jimmy and how much he works so many hours throughout the day, what he's doing nonstop. He even told me that when I met him back in, I think it was April or May, in spring training. But just hearing how he was so dedicated to the grind and how he was just working. And one thing he said was, try to enjoy what you're doing. If you're enjoying what you're doing, you're never really working. And that kind of really stuck with me. So it kind of lit that fire in me, man. It's a crazy world we live in. It's a lot of negatives and a lot of down-putting people, but I try to stay in the positive. I try to be positive for other people. I'd like to believe that I'm a morally good person, and I try to instill what I feel like in others, whether with that is that being good, speaking life into them, being a good friend, being a good support system for them, or just whatever they do. I'm still getting used to being in front of a camera. It's kind of hard to just talking to the camera. It kind of feels like I'm talking to myself. I feel a little bit more comfortable now because I'm kind of letting out my thoughts. I'm not so nervous. I think creating those shorts that I did kind of helped me break that ice on being comfortable in front of the camera. But I share this with my friends who are somewhat influencers, and they give me their feedback, and they want to help see me grow as much as I support them. So I think I'm kind of blessed to have that. I have good people giving me advice, giving me insight, giving me, perspective on things to help my channel grow, to help just enjoy what I'm doing rather than just thinking about all these other people that are creating content on YouTube, trying to just be big and famous. But I'm not in here for all that. My main goal is to learn the skill set in content creation, try to create something out of it, but while talking about what I love most, which is sports, mainly baseball, probably football, maybe basketball, sports media. I grew up enjoying sports. I followed sports almost every day of my life when I was growing up in middle school. When I first was introduced to football, I would follow those games every Sunday. I would follow the stat lines every Sunday, every week. I'd be on top of who's top in the league, who's the worst, who has the highest completion percentage, who has the most yards, who has the most touchdowns, who has the most rushing attempts, etc. And the thing with baseball is it's a very meticulous game. And I've learned that very fast after watching the playoffs these past few weeks. Thankfully, the New York Yankees are in the World Series, and I'm hoping that they win, so I can honestly kind of see what it's like and feels like to win a World Series. The last time that I saw them win was in 2009, but at that time I was only 12 years old and I didn't really understand the game. So, my goal is to, right now, what I've been doing is watching a lot of baseball content to kind of learn different players, different stat lines. I still talk to my cousin who helps me with the stat lines because we speak every time the Yankees play, and even he helps me learn the stat lines more than what I know. So it's definitely a work in progress, but I just wanted to come on here and give an honest update. I have some ideas in the arsenal. How I'm going to create that, I'm not sure yet. How am I going to go about it? Still not sure yet, but you never know unless you try. And if you fail, you can learn from your mistakes and grow from that to be better and to create better. And you just got to be honest with yourself. Just hold yourself accountable, discipline yourself, be hungry for the grind, be hungry for the work. I want to work my butt off to create something and to achieve the dream that I have, which you guys saw in the last video. It's just it's a crazy thing. And it can be scary if it, happens so fast. But my thing is, I'd rather live with the choices that I made and learn from my mistakes than live with the choice of regret and never make it happening. Like I said, I'm a firm believer. Like, I'm not accustomed to how society is today. I believe, you can do great things if you apply yourself. So, I just wanted to come on here and give a little channel update. I'm hopefully going to try to do a World Series comparison of both teams, the Dodgers and Yankees, position by position. I'm going to have to do some research, do my homework on that, so I can come to you guys with the stats and who I think is the better position for the better spot, non-biased. I know I'm a Yankee fan, and there's a lot of Yankee fans out there, but I like to call it right down the middle as it is because they're both number one seeds in the postseason, and they both made it to the World Series, and this is probably the biggest World Series in a long time. The rematch of 1981, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of people are anxious, a lot of people are hesitant, a lot of people are convinced this is going to happen, a lot of people are convinced something else is going to happen. But I think it's going to be a great time. Baseball season's coming to an end, unfortunately, but I think that'll help give me more time to kind of dive into more baseball research and baseball videos and just see how I can create more content in a sense, like it's similar to other influencers, but in my own way. In this world, you can create something that's totally different from anybody else, but essentially people are going to take that and change it to their own way and be successful. But I'm just here for the ride, see where it takes me. I'm also considering doing game by game podcasts. Possibly start probably with the World Series and then start in the middle of the week of the NFL. I'm a Jets fan and we're not doing too hot right now, but just throw some ideas out there and make something happen. But I appreciate you guys for the support. I appreciate people who are viewing. I appreciate people if you stop by and you didn't finish the video. I appreciate those who have spoken life into me to not to achieve, but to go forward with my ideas and my creation. I do have a brother at church named Daniel Williams, and he always asks me every time I see him, when's the next video? He's kind of, in a sense, impacted me in that way. because I usually kind of forget and kind of say, nobody's gonna watch this, nobody's paying attention, but you'd be surprised who's really paying attention and says like, man, like maybe he sees something in me that I don't see in myself. And you kind of need those people around you. So it kind of sparked me like, man, like let me go back to the drawing board, let me start brainstorming, let me start learning, let me start seeing what I can do. He does media at our church, so it'd be great to kind of pick his brain too, because I kind of want to learn just from everybody. I'm not trying to just do this on my own. If I have support and people around me that want to help me grow, then I'm willing to take their advice and take their criticism, whether it be bad or good. Constructive criticism always helps you to be better, always helps you to be great, be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. This channel takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of influencers, not just John Boy Media, Talking Jake, John Boy, Jolly Olive, Joe's McFly, etc. Cash Nasty has been one of my favorite influencers of all time. He kind of says the same thing, just try and go for it. Whatever you achieve, whatever you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. Trying to think. GameCube Galaxy, I talked to him on the side. He makes GameCube content on YouTube, and he just reached 10K subscribers. Congratulations to him. Shout out to you, GameCube Galaxy. I'll be meeting you in December, hopefully. Retro Gaming Pandemic has also been a big influence. I talk to those guys personally, Jared and Eric, all the time, whether it's just 5-minute talks, whether we're talking about our faith or etc. They've given me some great advice, and I just never just kind of took the opportunity to take that chance on myself. So I'm definitely gonna try and take their words lightly and kind of apply the advice that they've given me. Pixel Game Squad is another big influence. The way they just create content and just be themselves. It's truly amazing and spectacular how organic it just is. And, it kind of impacted me a lot just watching those guys. It's like, man, like if these guys can do it, then why can't I do it? If they're just being themselves, goofy, laughing, entertaining, all respectfully, then, anyone can pretty much do it. There's nothing stopping you but yourself. You hold yourself accountable to the actions that you do, and if you don't feel like you can achieve those dreams and goals, then go back to the drawing board, brainstorm, think of ideas, learn a skill set, learn how the YouTube game is. I believe that you're never not learning something every day. Every day you're learning something new, and that's something that's going to help you be better the next day. Flight Reacts is another one that I watch occasionally. He's a big influencer in the basketball community and the reacting community, but even he says himself, man, just start and just run with it, just keep going, never stop believing in yourself, and keep going. So it's really amazing how you see stuff online and how it can impact you and influence your life. What you see is what you're feeding yourself, and I try to feed myself with the best kind of content or things that I watch to help edify me, to help make me as a better person. So, but with all that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by, hearing me out. This is just a little channel update. I just want to give you guys some of the things on my mind that I'm racking around in my brain. But I'm definitely going to do my best to continue this forward. I've definitely been enjoying creating shorts, even though it's 20, 25 views, 10 views, 5 views, 1 view. It kind of feels fun and energetic. Like, I was proud of my work, and even if it's like a 60-second video or whatever, but kind of lit something inside me, like, damn, let me try something let's try something different, let me try to do this. But I appreciate you guys. This is Triple Play Torado. Clearly I can't speak on the mic still. This is episode 2. Let's talk about it, and make sure you guys never forget, always go the yard.